I'm Will.
And I'm Courtney. And today we are making one of my all-time favorite cakes. This is called the Chocolate Crazy Cake. It's a really, really simple cake to make. Great for a weeknight dessert because you can throw it in the oven in about 15 minutes and have a delicious chocolate cake in under an hour. So we're gonna show you how to make it.
Sounds good. Now, I don't think I've ever been in the driver's seat of making this cake before, so I'm like you. So she's gonna instruct us and show me the ropes.
Yeah, so this is called a chocolate crazy cake because there are no eggs or butter in it. So it actually is also vegan if that's something that you're into. But we just enjoy it because it tastes delicious. So we're gonna start with our dry ingredients. We have 3 cups of flour here.
I'm going to make.
All right.
And you're going to instruct 3 cups of dry flour. Am I doing this right?
Perfect. You're a natural.
We just have all these ingredients pre-portioned in bowls around our house. It's perfect. So we can make this cake
always how it is around
even
here.
faster
Yes.
than what's listed in the recipe.
2 cups of sugar.
Okie doke.
6 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And then we have 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
All right.
All right.
Our dry ingredients.
All right, we are going to whisk all of the dry ingredients together. This is a really wonderful cake to make with kids. I have a 4-year-old son. We have a 4-year-old son. And
I help.
he really loves to be in the kitchen with us. And this is a really great one to make with kids because it's really hard to screw this one up. So, and it's fun for them to dig in the flour and sugar, and yeah. So it's a great one to get the kids in the kitchen. This looks great. Here's kind of a fun part. This is my son's favorite part. You make a little, kind of like a hole in the center of the dry ingredients. You might need this to do that.
All right.
So kind of push all the dry ingredients to the side so there's a little bit of a hole in the center. And then we're gonna add our wet ingredients. So we have, that's great.
All right.
We have 2 cups of water.
All right, those are in there. It's like a little chocolate swimming pool.
Ooh. A cup of vegetable oil. And we have 2 tablespoons of vinegar. And this is kind of fun because it's like you can do a little science experiment with the kids. Let them see how the oil and water and vinegar separate and make bubbles. Lots of fun.
Lots of good little bubbles in there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Vanilla costs like $1 million right now. But I really do think that pure vanilla extract makes a big difference in baked goods. So if you can, pure vanilla extract is great.
All right. Those are all our ingredients. Now what?
Now we mix it together. Oh yes, this is perfect.
Mmm, silky and smooth.
All right, guys, that's it. That's it. We're done. So,
all right, give me a fork. I'm gonna eat this bad boy.
This batter gets poured straight into a 9 by 13 inch pan that is greased.
And if you don't have a vintage aluminum cake pan like this, I recommend a Mennonite potluck. Just steal one. They have lots of these there. That's probably where we got ours.
We don't have an affiliate link for that.
It's got somebody else's name on the bottom. It's probably Mom's, but thanks, Mom. Contribution to NeighborFood. So we're pouring the batter in to the cake pan. We can cut
Oh, here's another little bonus. Because this doesn't have raw egg in it, licking the batter is very much approved. Of course, that doesn't stop me from licking the batter other times either, but you get the idea.
don't gotta worry about the salmonellas.
This goes into a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes, and you will be left with a fluffy, moist, wonderful chocolate cake. And I'll be back to share some frosting recipes with you.
Can't wait.
Chocolate crazy cake is actually wonderful just all on its own with a little bit of powdered sugar sprinkled on top, or with ice cream. Of course, it's wonderful. But our favorite way to top the cake is with a caramel glaze. So that's what I'm going to show you how to make now. I have already got about 4 tablespoons or a half a stick of butter melted in this pot. And to that, I'm going to add 5 tablespoons of brown sugar. And we want this to cook together. It's gonna boil a little bit until the sugar is really good and dissolved in there. All right, you can see how that is bubbling up around the edges. That's what we want. Now I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of cream. It's gonna go a little crazy. You gotta keep whisking, whisking, whisking. It's gonna boil again. Just whisk that together until it's nice and smooth. That looks so good. I always like to add a little pinch of salt here. And then we actually turn off the heat. All right, from there, all that we have to do is add our powdered sugar. So I have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. We're gonna start with about 1 cup of powdered sugar in here and see if that's the thickness we want. And we can always add the rest if we want a little bit more. I like it to be about syrup consistency. This is still a little thin for my taste, so I'm gonna add just a little bit more powdered sugar. All right, that looks pretty great. This actually goes on the warm cake, so we're gonna go pour the glaze on, and then we'll be ready to eat. This looks good.
It looks
like
delicious.
you did a pretty good job. We've got a warm chocolate cake, and we've got warm caramel glaze about to go on top.
It's gonna be crazy good.
Now in my family, I grew up eating this cake with the caramel glaze, and then we would eat it warm with cold milk poured over top. And it may sound strange, but I think you would attest also that it is actually very, very good.
I bear witness that this is the way to eat this cake. I had never previously eaten a piece of cake in a bowl with milk poured on it. That sounds weird, but I did it with this cake, and there is no other way that I prefer this cake now. Yes, ice cream is delicious. I am ice cream's #1 fan, but this cake demands to be in a bowl warm with cold milk poured on top of it. That is the way to do it.
This glaze will actually kind of harden as it cools into a nice thick layer of caramel. So we're gonna let it do that, and then we'll show you a lovely slice.
Hello, NeighborFood here. Will?
Me.
And Courtney.
Alright, you're gonna need another clean break after this.
It's all good.
It's your fault.
It's my fault. I just feel awkward.